Game is good, game our mental food. This podcast is collaborating with Bristol Digital Game Lab, a game lab that explores game as public service, looking for potential partners to develop their own ideas. If you are interested, links are in below and you can click on it for more information. Let us give them a big hand for their contribution to this podcast. So, welcome you guys to our new episode of Press to Start. I'm your host, Tin.
I'm your other host, Oliver. That's a nice slogan, man.
Yeah, thank you. I'm quite creative, right? No, just joking. How's everything?
I'm good. Good to be back.
Yep.
And pretty excited about today's new topic.
Yep.
Video games, completely my zone, pal.
Same here. And honestly, why haven't we talking about this topic before? We have talked about films, we have talked about theaters and reality shows, all kind of entertainment, but not video games. So I think it kind of makes sense that we look into a topic that we spend most of the time in.
Okay.
As you know, I love gaming, and I just realized that my Rainbow Six Siege timing for gameplay are over 1,500 hours.
Tim, that's a really long time.
Whoa, language. Let's keep it clean for now.
Well, sorry about that. I'm Jonas Silverhand though, that's what he said.
This is Johnny Silverhand
You can't tell that.
from Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
Ah, I have no idea you're costuming him. So I suspect that you are a 3A gamer?
Yeah.
Okay, this is actually John Wick, not Silverhand. No, it's not. Anyways, today we are going to do video games, which is a bit different from our usual film, theater stuff. Do you think that game actually belong in this conversation, or do you think they are on the same level of topic?
I believe so, yeah. I think for me, games are not just something to play with.
Silverhand is turning into a philosopher now.
Nah, well, what I mean is games can communicate ideas and feelings too, just like what films do.
So what can you offer us?
Well, back in the COVID period, I was playing Death Stranding.
A Kojima game.
Exactly! For those who don't know who Hideo Kojima is, he's a super famous and talented Japanese game creator. He's also a huge fan of films, so you can see a lot of cinematic elements in it. And for Death Stranding, they put a lot of work on CGIs, music, storytelling, cinematography and everything. What's more, they have real actors to play their roles. We've got Matt Mikkelsen, Norman Reedus, and Margaret Qualley, and so many others.
Whoa, there's so many actors in it. I know this is a famous game because I heard it before from maybe social media and other platforms, but I have no idea there's so many big casting actors are included in the creation of the game.
Yeah, and you know what the amazing part is?
Yeah?
It's the timing. You see, this story is about this American porter in the future ruined America. He has to walk across the country to bring people supplies. And what's more, he needs to reconnect everywhere. Bring all these isolated places back together on the same network to make everything start running again. And isolated, ruined, remind you anything?
Maybe COVID?
Exactly.
I hate that period.
That's a bad one. And you know, while I was playing it, I realized it was not actually just a game, right? It can mirror some realities there.
That's interesting. You let me remind of a game, one of my favorite games, which is The Last of Us. This game is created by Naughty Dog and published by Sony. Sony is a big company publishing many films, and this game focuses on the realistic graphics and detailed animation. It makes the storyline so cinematic. And when you play a bit in the game, they will reveal a bit of the story and realistic when you play on. So this kind of gameplay makes me feel like I'm included in game. The feeling is like having another life in the multi-universe.
I feel like we're praising games a bit too much. Like it became the final answer to human beings' entertainment.
Yeah, calm down a bit. But if that's true, I mean, why not? Because imagine that you enjoy something and you even can learn something from it. Let me ask you a question. If one day the game industry stands up and claims that they are taking away the cinema's throne from the society, will you allegiance to game?
What kind of question is that?
Just give me the answers.
Oh man, I feel like I'm choose games. I'm happy to play games all day. Pathetic.
Not a fan of movie marathons?
Nah, I just don't think you should watch too many films in one day. I mean, if you watch a really good one and it hits you by the heart, you just need to sit around and think about it for a while.
So you are that kind of person that after watching a 2 hours film and you just sit there looking at the ceiling for another 2 hours?
Wow, that's called appreciation. Thank you.
Whatever, but don't you realize something? Not every game is cinematic, not even a message. Like, you can't just place such a strong defense on it, because there are lots of awful games out there too.
Well, there are bad movies as well.
But I mean, I just don't think the world would accept like video games as a regular entertainment stuff, and the parents are restricting their children to play video games. Because you, in social media and many news, you can find that children addicted to video games is kind of a problem.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I like how you bring out parents for a statement. I remember when I was little, my mom only let me play 40 minutes of games every week. She said it's bad for your health, bad for your eyes, and it makes you blind. I mean, that's ridiculous.
It's not. I mean, you're on the glasses now, so...
Right. Anyway, the glasses, it's not what matters.
Okay,
what matters is,
yeah.
Well, games are somehow rejected, but not because it's bad, it's meaningless. It's only people see that kids won't stop playing games.
Hey, I need to argue with that. I'm with you, but this is the problem. Okay, so I think games can be cinematic and it can be meaningful. Then what? Like, there are kids addicted to Fortnite, addicted to maybe Roblox. This kind of game doesn't bring any elements that we have just talked about. And for me, as a Rainbow Six Siege player, that like 1,500 hours, I wasn't want to learn anything from it. I just want to play. I just want fun.
Sure, but the same happens in movies, you know? There are kids watching movies all day, right? And why is it not just the way it is? I mean, it's just entertainment.
So if I'm entertaining myself, why would I bother to spend this time learning something? I would just maybe be on a couch potato, sit down and watch a film, maybe Marvel, and then maybe open Rainbow Six and then shoot some people in the game.
Well, what I'm saying is entertainment cannot only just be one way, right? You can, of course, you can watch Marvel to chill, and you can also go to the film festivals, look for some, art house, weird art house movies, and same thing can happen in games, right? There are deep, story-driven games, and there are play all-night games. It's just people only notice the second type.
Yeah, I get you. Both sides can exist, but the thing is, I don't think people would easily put maybe art house movies and cinematic games into the same category. Because don't you think that game itself is the problem? So what do we do with that? We can't just keep telling people, no, there's good games too, right? And how can we actually help this situation?
Well, luckily we've got some folks from Bristol Digital Game Lab who are willing to give us some professional opinions. And they'll be here in just a minute.
And yeah, I will give a minute for some answers.
Oh yeah, by the way, what do you say they choose between films and games? Has to be games, right?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Let's make a bet. I call 5 quid. Give me some easy money, man.
Alright, bet.
Well, now introducing the gamers, the scholars, the creative producers,
okay,
education givers.
Stop.
The mother of the dragon.
Hey.
Break up.
Hey. Okay. Sorry just now for my colleague's stupidity.
Yeah, sorry. Hi guys, how are you doing?
Very well,
Pretty
thanks.
well.
Excited to be here.
Well, Tia and I had a pretty big fight about video games like Death Stranding, The Last of Us, these kind of games, which are highly performed in a cinematic way, which you can kind of enjoy as watching a good film. But I think the majority opinions on the society still treat games like some waste of time, meaningless things. So have you noticed that? And what are your thoughts about it?
If we agree with society, we're wasting a lot of time. No, I think, I think it's a merited opinion.
Yeah.
I think one thing we're really starting to see is the narrative around games is changing. There's plenty of counters to that argument that games are a sort of corrupting force. You're typically corrupting the young, typically pushing younger boys into violence. Which is statistically, incorrect. And I think now we're starting to see sort of interventions. And over the last, say, 20 years, there have been sort of projects of sort of interventions that are countering this argument. I was just reading one the other day about older people. So if people just play I think it's 30 minutes a day of video games, it's shown an improvement with sort of brain activity, which is, a counter to sort of onset Alzheimer's or some sort of neurological sort of diseases, deteriorations in the brain. So immediately there we get health science, which is immediately countering this argument.
I have another question. For me, I'm a more into an entertainment game person. And for your perspective, do you think this type of entertainment still have the cultural value?
Would we ever hold all of film and TV up to Hammer Horror? Or to trashy B movies? We don't judge an entire medium on that, and yet games often are judged, I think, wholly on the basis of actually quite erroneous assumptions. Grand Theft Auto is going to make everyone immediately go out and rob everyone and throw people out of cars and stuff. I mean, clearly that isn't the case, and there is actually research to back up the fact that these games don't automatically translate to behaviour in the real world. So yeah, it's challenging in terms of debate. I think it goes back to that moral panic. It goes back to how these things are framed in the media without any kind of critical thought.
Sitting here listening to you both as well, for both games and films, it's like we're picking stuff deliberately because we think, it's the easiest to associate. Let's talk about how we're talking about violence. Let's look at, what are we perpetuating, just because that's so much of the lens we look at. But then, I'm thinking, well, just because a game has violence, some people might say, oh no, it's bad. It's not going to contribute because it's just this violent thing. There are some excellent films that, by all accounts, we would say are culturally groundbreaking, that have a ton of violence in them, that never talk about the way we talk about games. An example I'll use in Lord of the Rings, right? It's the most awarded film series ever. I think it won the most Oscars. Universally loved. There's a ton of violence in that. Yes, there's a narrative, but there's a ton of violence. My mom cannot sit through these films because she's like, I can't get past the violence, so I don't think it adds anything culturally, because she's like, it's just, she walked in on me watching it and she's like, oh, someone just got their head chopped off. That is not culturally significant. That means nothing. And so I'm like, you could do the same. Games, films, even like that.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity to let us interview you.
Wait, games or films?
I choose film.
What?
I think I also have to go films.
I don't think you expected that, right? Okay, whatever. Thank you guys for coming. Bye. Okay, first of all, you owe me £5. But think of the bright side. We got some answers from the professions.
Yeah, okay. I like how we bring it comparable between films and games. So maybe next time we do a reverse. Let's discuss how films can be that high and why is it undefeatable.
Yeah, and pay me £5.
Shut up.
Okay, thank you guys for watching, and don't remember, links is below in the description. Just click on it for more information. And shout out to Bristol Digital Game Lab for the interview. And thank you guys for watching, and bye, see you.
Bye.